coming down the road, toting around old Lucifer's load. They step so high and they step so free, but them big horses can't run over me. Oh no, boys, oh no, the turnpike free wherever I go. I'm a temperance engine, don't you see? And the blues big horses can't run over me. Oh no, boys, oh no, the turnpike free wherever I go. I'm a temperance engine, don't you see? And the blues big horses can't run over me. Oh, the liquor men's been acting like they own this place, living on the sweat of the poor man's face. They's fat and as sassy as they can be, but them big horses can't run over me. Oh no, boys, oh no, the turnpike free wherever I go. I'm a temperance engine, don't you see? And the blues big horses can't run over me. Oh no, boys, oh no, the turnpike free wherever I go. I'm a temperance engine, don't you see? And the blues big horses can't run over me. Oh, I'll harness them horses to the temperance cart. I'll hit 'em with a gad to give 'em a start. I'll teach 'em how for the hoe and key, so them big horses can't run over me. Oh no, boys, oh no, the turnpike free wherever I go. I'm a temperance engine, don't you see? And the blues big horses can't run over me. Oh no, boys, oh no, the turnpike free wherever I go. I'm a temperance engine, don't you see? And the blues big horses can't run over me. kitchen is dusty. All the pipes are very rusty, and a good old-fashioned musty doesn't musty anymore. All the stuff got bum and bummer from the middle of the summer. Now the bar is on the Hummer, and for rent is on the door. Oh, sad and still tonight by the old distillery, and how the cobwebs top in its old machinery. But in the mountain top, far from the eyes of cops, oh, how the moon shines on the moonshine so merrily. Now the tide has gone and went. Days and nights are getting bleaker, shivering for an old-time sneaker. Even water's getting weaker, about 0.1%. How sad and still tonight by the old distillery, and how the moaners moan by the lager brewery. So, mister, if you please, don't let nobody sneeze up where the moon shines on the moonshine so stillily, so stillily.
Going to take tobacco from you by and by. They'll have us all like angels before they get through. Feeling sad and lonely, that's why I'm asking you, what are you going to do when there ain't no jazz? How you going to step when you're feeling full of pep? If they're going to stop Syncope? get recreation. How you gonna change those doggone blues everybody has? Won't the night be long and weary, slower than the darned old Erie? And what are you gonna do if you're ever loving dearie when there ain't no jazz? When there ain't no jazz.
There's a patient little woman here below, and a little kid that ought to have a show. Now I'll give the whiskey up, and I'll take a coffee cup with Molly and the baby, don't you know? Don't you know, don't you know what a fellow ought to do when he's got a little family depending on him so? He should try to be a man and to do the best he can for Molly and the baby, don't you know? You may tell the liquor seller not to crow. He will never get a nickel from me now. He may keep his poison trash, and I'll put away my cash for Molly and the baby, don't you know? Don't you know, don't you know what a fellow ought to do when he's got a little family depending on him so? He should try to be a man and to do the best he can for Molly and the baby, don't you know? You may tell the politicians they may go. I am in for prohibition, head and toe. For at last I've turned my coat, and I'll cast a temperance vote for Molly and the baby, don't you know? Don't you know, don't you know what a fellow ought to do when he's got a little family depending on him so? He should try to be a man and to do the best he can for Molly and the baby, don't you know? Mother Goose's book up in the nursery. Poor simple Simon said, I'm feeling sad. Said Peter Piper's daughter, so am I, and think we ought to try to think of something that will make us glad. So Smarty said, I'll give a party, and they called on the old woman in the shoe. The cat, she brought her fiddle, and she played high-diddle-diddle, and what happened then I'm going to tell to you. Little Jackie Horner eating pie up in the corner, stuck in his thumb, pulled out a plum. Little Missy Muffet, she was sitting on a tuffet, and she said, yum, yum, please give me some. Little Georgie Porgy with his pudding and pie kissed Mary quite contrary till he made her cry. And little Bo Peep, she lost her sheep and couldn't find him, their tails behind him. Peter, pumpkin eater, had a wife and couldn't keep her at the ball in the hall. Humpty Dumpty met her, said, I'll bet her that I'll get her and I'll make her fall. That's not all. Old King Cole, that merry old soul, he fell for Mother Hubbard, blew his big bankroll, buying lollipops and pretties for the kiddies at the storybook ball. They danced and sang till early in the morning. They really didn't know just when to stop. So as the day was dawning and the kiddies all were yawning, they found out the mouse had run up in the clock. Then Jack be nimble, Jack be quick, he started, and right over that big candlestick he flew. Then little Tommy Tucker started singing for his supper, and poor boy Blue said, gee, I'm hungry too. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickling peppers, brought him to the hall. That's no stall. Tommy Tom the piper's son, he stole a pig and away he runs to the ball. Ah, that's not all. Polly put the kettle on, the tea got cold. They had to eat the porridge that was 9 days old. Then Jack fell down, Jill broke her crown and spilled the water. She hadn't ought her. 4 and 20 blackbirds were baking in a pie and they refused to sing anything. Wasn't that an awful way for little birds to act before a queen and king? Such a thing, said the knave and the king to the queen of hearts. Come on, hurry up, honey, bring some tarts. So she did, and the kids had a picnic at the storybook ball. Dumbo. when it's played by a jazz band. Even the frog is some ditty when it's played by a band so grand. Well, any tune sounds like opera when it's played with harmony. But if you want to be classy, play me something that's jazzy, and you make a hit with me. Oh, everybody jazz it, jazz it, all over town.
We'll do it, boy.
All of the dance folks throughout the land are dancing and the prancing going on jazz band. Oh, brother,
Well, sit me too.
I'm simply wild about it 'cause it's something new. So everybody jazz it, jazz it, let's start jazzing it too. Only the man started playing on that doggone saxophone. Abraham, keep a swaying when you play on the light trombone. And that boy who plays the fiddle just to play a bit of key. And have the man from Savannah
Playing on that piano.
play some jazz for harmony. Oh, everybody jazz it, all over town.
We'll do it, boy.
All of the best folks throughout the land are dancing and the prancing going on jazz band. Oh, brother Nook,
Listen to.
I'll set you right about it 'cause it's something new.